presentation of Hockey Night in Canada in association with the NHL and Sportsnet.
This is back to Hurdle, scores, to the front, they scored! Mark Stone scores! Overtime winner!
Up ahead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for a night. The most famous residency since Elvis, Eagles at Sphere, just beyond the Fortress. And Shawnee Kish walking versus a traditional tour. Instead of taking your act on for Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. Lots of fans in the Fortress, of course, in the gold and black of the Golden Knights. There you see our broadcast location, Section 118 with Kevin, Kelly, and Jen, and Siegfried and Roy. Thought it'd be a good idea to start with you. Let's get it over to Siegfried and David.
There you go. The series shift.
The Tiger is just off screen.
Yeah, there you
so
go.
You guys know.
A quick series shift, right? I mean, it's a 5 o'clock local start here, Elliot. So we're trying to glean some information about Brayden McNabb, and today John Tortorella was asked about it. He addressed the media for exactly 1 minute and 7 seconds, and no surprise, he gave no update on Brayden McNabb after taking that puck to the face. However, possibly some promising news.
Well, he came in at the time a player who would play today would arrive. There it is, 2:44 p.m. Pacific time, and I don't know about you, Dave, but that looks like a guy who's prepared to play to me. If he wasn't playing tonight, for sure wasn't playing, he wouldn't have been there that early. So at the very least, we think he's going to take warm-up, and we'll see.
Yeah, McNabb again from Saskatchewan, and if he doesn't go, Caden Korzak, who's also from Saskatchewan and almost a replica in many respects to Brayden McNabb, is expected to take his spot on the blue line. The series is tied at 1, and we can thank an incredibly high IQ play by Shane Gostisbehere for that.
So one of the things at the end of Game 2 we were able to do was talk to Gostisbehere and just ask him, what is he processing? And you'll remember when Carolina went up 3-2 on the power play, it was his shot that was deflected in by Jordan Staal. So Carolina gets another power play. When Gostisbehere gets it back, the one thing he realizes is they're tighter to the middle because he shot last time. So he thinks the flanks are going to be open, and he fakes the shot, and he said, I did this all the time in Detroit with Alex DeBrincat. And he said Jarvis and Aho was on the other side. Both know it. They know to expect that play from him. It worked in Detroit. It worked in Carolina. What a high IQ play from Gostisbehere, recognizing that Vegas would defend him more as a shooter because on the previous power play, they'd scored because he shot it.
And it completely changed the complexion of this series. It's now a best-of-5. And Ron, what a treat it's been. In fact, that was a historic win for Carolina. First team in 82 years to have a multi-goal comeback in the final 10 minutes of a Stanley Cup final game. It's been awesome hockey so far.
Absolutely. 6 overtime victories for them. They were huge with their hits. Carolina, can they do that to Vegas here in the Fortress? We'll have to wait and see. Hockey Central presented by Instacart. Jennifer, power play, Vegas is 0 for 7 now. And Carolina, Kelly kept beating it to death that they were struggling, but they got
positive tonight.
Yeah, at just the right time.
Yes, so you think back to the Carolina win in Game 2, and a huge factor was their power play. I mean, it had struggled mightily through the postseason. And you look at, they were operating after Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final at 12.1%. 100%. Then you look at game 2 and those 2 huge power play goals, and they said they know there's times when they get set up in the offensive zone, they'll have some time to move the puck around, and then looking for the right lane when it's Goss to spare, finding Stahl, who is so strong in front, and then the deception, right? All of us loved this when Elliott was talking about Goss to spare and those decisions, but you think about how important it was for your guys like Jarvis, Svechnikov, Aho to contribute on those 2 goals on the power play. And Kel, to me, just the intelligence, the IQ, recognizing where that space is, outstanding passes, and a huge boost for them. Besides those goals, the energy that a power play can create for your team, so important.
Oh, I totally agree with that. And another guy that's pretty good for Carolina at moving the puck is Freddie Anderson. So you wouldn't really think about the goaltender, but Kev, you've said on record that for goaltenders, he's the most or best moving the puck that you've ever played with. Take a look at this play right here. Now, one thing to keep in mind, he likes to go forehand. Now, if he doesn't get a clean exchange with his D partner, he's going to go high and hard on the glass, which I love. Here's the one rare backhand play. Nice little exchange with Chatfield. Once again, nothing, so he's going to go up high and hard, and that way Vegas can't intercept. Then you look at his saves. I thought he was brilliant in the third period alone when Vegas had the 2-0 lead. If not for Freddie Anderson, he made 13 saves in that third period, and this was a great save. Anderson has a bomb, and that was a terrific little save, nice little save there, because Vegas, they don't get a lot of shots. Like Freddie's only facing 22.5 shots in the playoffs a game. That's not a lot to get into a rhythm.
You guys tell me if you've ever heard this before from a coach or a teammate. Tape-to-tape passes are overrated. You ever heard that? Because that's true in this series. They're overrated in this series. Both teams have adopted the high flip. The high flip has been used over and over again. They're the top 2 teams in the playoffs at high flipping. Torch said after Game 1's TV timeout, we can't go east-west. We can't prolong the time in our zone where it allows them to forecheck. So what Vegas has done 15 times a game is they put it off the glass and they get it to the far end. There's no winger slashing across. There's no one looking for, look little pass. Some teams like do 3 or 4 passes to get out. And the key to a high flip, it has to go to the far blue. It's supposed to die at the far blue. Not go too hard for icing, not be less, but gets to the far blue, and now it becomes predictable for all the other forwards like Howden right there. They can time it. They know when there's a turnover in possession. Just sprint to the far blue, and most likely you're going to get some of these opportunities. Vegas is taking advantage of that.
If ever there was a coach who could teach you to flip out. No, I'm just kidding, John. I'm kidding. It's all charm, no harm these days. Here's Elliot Friedman. Elliot.
I remember texting you last June and asking you, John, do you still want to coach? Or are you retired? And it was the fastest you've ever returned a text message. You said, I want to coach. Did you believe, though, it was going to happen again?
I'll put it to you this way. I wanted to coach. If I didn't get the opportunity, I would have left the game happy because I've been very fortunate in the opportunities that I've been given in the league. So I went about my business. I don't go running around trying to contact people about jobs and stuff. I've been in the league long enough. People know who I am. Got to spend some time with my grandkids and my wife. Moved back to Florida, have a farm with animals. I was good.
Everybody knows that you're very into animals and health of animals.
Yeah.
What do you like on the farm?
I'm with the animals. I'd rather be with the animals than people.
You said that before.
Yeah, and I mean it. My wife is the one who turned me on to it, and we really enjoy it. We're able to, first of all, we're able to help out certain organizations through our foundation, and we just like doing it. We like trying to help out. And that one day when Kelly, we just finished up with our grandkids, and Kelly texted me, hadn't met Kelly in my whole career. Yeah, that's when things kind of changed a little bit.
So when you showed Christine the text,
yeah,
what did she say?
She looked at me because we were exhausted because we had a weekend with the grandkids. They just kicked the hell out of us, and it was that timing. And they were just about getting in the car, and I showed her the phone, and she says, "Who's that?" I said, "That's the general manager of Las Vegas." She looked at me and she says, "Well, call him." And she walked away. I called them, and so things happened pretty quickly. They sent a charter for us, and I said, "Why don't you come with me? I'm coaching tomorrow. Come with me and spend a couple of nights." And we kind of sat on the plane together as we were going to Vegas, and just our heads were spinning.
John has great passion, great energy. He's a great communicator. He's very respected in the industry. I think he's going to give our team a spark. That's what I feel. We like our team a lot, and we think our team has a chance to win.
I've gotten to know the organization. I think it's a first-class organization. Came into a situation that was different for me than my, the last number of years coaching. I went developing a lot of teams and not going to a team that's ready to win. So it's pretty cool for me to have to change my coaching to a team that's ready to win. So it's a pretty unique situation, and I feel very fortunate. There's a lot of good coaches out there, and I get the opportunity.
Do you know there's probably not one person I get asked more about in the league than you? Like, what's John Tortorella like? Because they see the public you, and they've heard the stories about the private you, and your short press conferences.
Yeah.
Do you like that you kind of have this? I don't even know if it's image is the right word.
You know what? I don't pay much attention to it. I don't do a lot of reading as far as, me and after games. I don't chase perception. I know there's a perception out there. I'm not interested in trying to chase it. I don't want to live my life that way. I think it's a waste of time. I'm going to do things the way I think they should be done with the hockey team. I don't know how else to put it.
Last one, will you be coaching next season?
I haven't even thought about it. I'm so wrapped up in this. Everybody knows that I came on here, and end of June, I'm done as far as with Vegas. And Kelly and I made that agreement when we first talked. This is what it is, and I don't even think of it because I'm so wrapped up being with these guys.
Such a great story. Kev.
So I got another story, and Torch is one of my favorite coaches on earth, and one thing you see in that feature is he has passion, but he has conviction. He believes in what he believes in. He's unwavering. 2014, day one of training camp, the coach meets with the players, and he says, 2014, guys, everyone's texting, everyone's emailing. He goes, I don't like emails. And we're like, what do you mean? He goes, I don't like emails, I don't like texts. So every schedule for every day of training camp, I'm going to put a hard copy in the Westin Bayshore Hotel, and you're going to have to come and see what time and what group you're in. So a lot of us older guys, we had families and we lived on our own. So we had to go to the hotel physically or get a rookie to go there, take a screenshot, and text it to the group to know what time we skated. And we're like, Torch, this makes no sense. He goes, I don't care. I don't like email. I don't like text. I'm sure he's changed now. He's also known for his training camps. Hardest training camps in the history of any coach. None of the Vegas players had to endure that this year. Came in March 30th. That's a positive. So he starts off, and half the team doesn't hate him because of his training camps right away. He's been set up for success here.
I just got a text from Brian Spear. McNabb is out there. Looks good. So, Kelly, why don't you first impression on what that'll mean to Vegas?
Well, if he's out there, I have to believe, and he's got a cage on, I have to believe that he's playing. For me, as Elliot mentioned, the time of day that he came to the arena, that suggests to me that's a guy that's preparing to play. That's a huge bonus to have him back. Kevin, Jennifer, we all kind of thought that the Vegas D running out of gas a little bit in game two, especially in overtime and on the PK. So you look at them, and this is something that they desperately need here back at home.
Notice the cage, Kel, because he'd have a bubble.
Oh, for sure.
More vision, but it's just interesting he chose the cage for protection.
When do you think the last time was he wore a full cage?
Probably never, because he played major junior.
I can't imagine ever.
Right, but
15.
okay. You think about his presence, and having him in the lineup would be huge for them because, even the Hannafin and Anderson pair, Hannafin was a little inconsistent in game two. So for them having him in the lineup, you think about game one, how strongly McNabb and Theodore played. You've got to think this is a massive relief that he can potentially be in the lineup for him. But those other two pairs still have to be ready. I mean, Anderson, his skating's been noticeable through this Stanley Cup final. He's talked a lot about the importance of playing with motion. So I think everybody's got to be ready.
You're going to show Jordan Staal net front presence. That'll be a factor for Jordan. We'll talk to him a little bit later on. Time now for the Cooperators Spotlight. You can get insurance, investments, and advice from someone who gets you Cooperators. Shea Theodore will be happy if Brayden McNabb's good to go. Here's the former captain of the Seattle Thunderbirds, Western Hockey League, D of the Year with Kyle.
Shea, it is incredible seeing Brayden McNabb out here. What was your reaction when you found out he would at least take warm-up tonight?
Just a normal day for him. Not surprised at all.
Well, knowing how much everyone's willing to play through, how would you describe what this Stanley Cup final demands of you as a player?
Demands a lot. It's a grind to get here, and, I'm proud of everyone for grinding through what they are.
The high flips, we've seen both teams use it. What's the challenge in trying to defend it as a defenseman?
Just trying to catch it, settle it down, and, get organized on the breakout.
Shea, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Ron.
Short and sweet. All right, Carolina's lines and the tinkering. Jennifer.
Well, you think about Rod Brind'Amour and his approach to the Hurricanes team. They have been so consistent with their line combinations really since January, all through the start of the playoffs. So you look at how many minutes Svechnikov, Aho, and Jarvis played together before Game 2. Only 3 minutes then in Game 2 before Brind'Amour decided to make that adjustment, and he switched Martinook and Jarvis, and you saw people trying to elevate each other because they knew they were trying to get those three guys going. Brind'Amour has challenged them so often, saying they really need to elevate their play. And we heard from Jarvis afterwards. He was on the line with Stahl. He said, you know what, Stahl was talking with me a lot, reinforcing what I could do. Ron, you and I saw a little moment with Aho and Svechnikov, arms around each other, tapping each other's shin pads, just communicating, trying to find their game. So you think about Brind'Amour recognizing when he had to make that adjustment, and then guys coming through with massive plays on hugely important goals.
Well, you say consistent, Jen. I would say stubborn almost, and keeping his four lines intact, but he was at his wit's end with the Aho, Jarvis, Fetch line. He needed production out of them, and it wasn't working. So the issue that he had when he was thinking about what to do is all other three lines were going, and they all have chemistry. They're all producing. So he had to pick one line to switch off some guys. He kept the second line together with Stankoven. They've been awesome. Kept the fourth line together. They have an identity. And he decided just to tweak Martinook and Jarvis. And because it feels like Ehlers and Stahl were carrying that line anyways.
I thought it was brilliant, too. In the third period, he really started that comeback by starting the fourth line in an offensive zone faceoff. Like, rarely does that ever happen. And they had a terrific shift in there, and that got them some momentum and stacking some shifts over and over and over again. So that was brilliant coaching by Rod Brind'Amour.
Let's send it over to David and Elliot.
All right, Ron. Well, a couple of two-goal comebacks and so many narratives changing game to game after Game 1 to Game 2. And for individual players as well, the narratives changing. A tale of two games for Seth Jarvis. Game 1, the worst at times. And Game 2, the OT hero, the best at times.
Dave, you're so right, because the thing is, he had a great chance in game number 1 where he could have been a hero for Carolina in it. Just an excellent opportunity. And I asked him after Hart made the save post-game, did you get it where you want to? He said, I put it in the exact spot I wanted to put it, but I flubbed it. I didn't get the shot I wanted to get. And you can see the disappointment. Then in game 2, you get another opportunity, and this time, no flubbery, Dave. He put it right in, he put it right through, and as you said, it just shows no matter what happens, you always have a chance to change your narrative.
And Elliot, they celebrated in Carolina, they celebrated in Winnipeg, his hometown as well. And an incredible performance for Seth Jarvis. Now, what about the depth on this Carolina team? 6-0 in overtime, Ron. All 6 games won in overtime, scored by different goal scorers. This time, Seth Jarvis, the hero.
And you know, it's funny, when he played at Rink Academy there, U15, he wore number 4 for a couple of seasons in minor hockey. He looked great in number 4. I wish he wore it, but number 4 threw him the pass that he made no mistake. So each team has won a game. That means Game 3 is the flubber match. We'll have that for you coming up.
Men's clothing provided by Jack Victor.
Purchase a Mobil 1 4.73-liter jug and get a free NHL keychain and an Esso gift card. Visit Mobil1Promotion2026.ca. The Willie O'Ree Community Hero Award is presented by Hyundai annually to the individual who, through hockey, has positively impacted their community culture and our society. This year's finalists, Doug Grandy from Fredericton, Vinny Matteo from Montreal, and Sonny Sakon from Edmonton. Stay tuned. First intermission tonight will announce the winner, the 2026 Willie O'Ree Community Hero Award, brought to you by Hyundai. The free concert series now. Grammy-nominated multi-platinum artist, producer, DJ, and songwriter Illenium. The wonderful Millennium's got an 11-show set at Sphere. It created a whole album, Odyssey, just for that show. And actually, he can control the seat you're sitting in. Maybe somebody who's been to Sphere knows that they can do that. He can vibrate. He says it's like a scrum with the audience. So kind of back to what you said the other day was a key for Carolina. The deep pairings. What are you seeing out there? Anybody?
Just control the senses, Kel.
Okay, so for Vegas, they're going to go. McNabb is in the line. So he, of course, was with Theodore. Hannafin and Anderson are going to say the same in Lozon and Coughlin. So good news for Vegas. Everything's the same.
Jordan Staal, let's get on to that.
Okay, well, we've heard so much about Jordan Staal and his leadership, and then you think about how he's played in the Stanley Cup final, and it has very much been reflected in his play on the ice. You think about Game 2, his ice time, the goal, 70% face-off in terms of efficiency, and for him, those hits, 7 hits. You think about the importance of big plays, that's the best of big plays, that's the best he gets to put the team ahead in the third period. So here's a player, 37 years old. This was him in the morning skate of Game 2, taking those shots, practicing that very same deflection on the back end of the stick that ends up being the goal that he gets in Game 2. So he now has 2 goals, 1 in each of the first 2 games of the Stanley Cup final. So I think for any player, whether you're 7 years old or you're 37 years old, you think about the importance of practicing those little details. You know they're always practicing their face-offs in the neutral zone with Rod Brindamore dropping the pucks for them. And for Jordan Staal, that routine, going through, practicing those little details and how important that can be in the biggest of games, Cal.
And you know, Jennifer, when I look at him, he reminds me of his coach, Rod Brindamore. Same sort of personality. So when Brindamore is trying to send a message, it's easy. He goes to Jordan Staal, and they think the same way. They play the same way. You know, all that kind of stuff is really important when the coach sometimes, hey, I got to stay away right now. The captain has to send a message. Jordan does a great job of that.
He's also having a blast in warm-up.
Yes, he is.
When I shot the puck from the point, I used to look at the stick of the forward in front, and I would usually try to shoot it to his forehand for a tip, unless I really trusted his backhand, because 90% of the time, you're probably tipping the puck on your forehand, most NHL players. The backhand's maybe like 60% of the time, but he scored that goal tipping it on his backhand. He works on it every day in practice. He looks super comfortable tipping the puck on his backhand and not turning sideways while he does it. It's a skill set, Jen. You said he works on it, but some guys are just good at it, some aren't. He's really good at it.
Kev Reinstrom said it was funny. You go into the board in the dressing room and see who's taking draws against Jordan that night. You hope it isn't you. It's amazing.
Quick thing on McNabb. McNabb stayed on for warm-up all the way to 1.5 minutes left. So he's definitely playing, but he wanted the extra time, the extra reps to get used to it.
And you said he looked good, right?
He looked really good skating around.
So Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada was in Moncton. The first big stage for Jordan Staal was the Memorial Cup. Now, Peterborough Pete's didn't win it, but Patrick Roy's Ramparts did, funny enough, but he was great. They won the Jay Robertson Cup. Jordan Staal, Ron McLean, and Jennifer Botterill with the first question for you. Thanks for joining us.
Jordan, we just showed you in your pregame skate for Game 2 practicing deflections. You get a huge deflection in Game 2 on your backhand. When you're standing net front in the Stanley Cup final, what are the things that you're thinking about most? Getting your stick available? Who's covering you on D? Getting in front of Hart? What's the priority for you?
Probably the 2 biggest things is obviously get in front of his eyes. That'd be number 1. You know, if I'm missing it, you know, you still give it a good chance to get in. And then just get any kind of stick on you can, and just kind of create some havoc for, you know, our other guys coming in and converging on pucks. So you know, it's important. We got to stay in front of him. He's playing, goalie's playing well, and it's a big part of our game.
Jordan, Rod Brindamore raves about your leadership. Who is a captain that you had in your career that you really feel that you learned something from?
Oh, man, there's a long list of guys that I've been able to follow and watch and learn from. First comes to mind is Mark Recchi, no question. You know, he was when I first came in the league, helped me so much. You know, become the player I am today. And Sid, watching him like a hawk right off the bat, and obviously my big bro when I came here. You know, it was fun to follow him and watch how he did things. And man, there's so many more that I'm missing, but you know, a lot of great players that I've learned from.
Jordan, when you were dreaming of playing in situations like this with your big bro Eric and Mark and Jared on the pond back in Thunder Bay, Ontario, was there anyone you pictured yourself being? Like, I was like, I'm Wendell Clark or Doug Gilmour. Who were you emulating?
Yeah, there's a few. Jumbo Joe was one. I remember, you know, Joe Sakic, just clutch players, and you know, I mean, obviously the Marios and the Gretzkys and stuff like that, but you know, we had a lot of them, so there was a lot of players, and you know, so many great memories out there, and a massive reason why we all had such great careers.
Appreciate the interview. Appreciate the smile, Jordan. Really a pleasure to watch you. Good luck tonight. There's Jordan Staal, captain of the Carolina Hurricanes, getting ready for Game 3 against the Vegas Golden Knights. Fans filing into the Fortress here. We'll have coverage on Hockey Night in Canada. Panic at the Disco, local band, opens our telecast on a Saturday night next.
The Stanley Cup Final on Sportsnet, presented by Instacart. Groceries just how you like. It is a testament. Every shift, a test. Every hit, a reminder of the cost. Every play, a realization of what's at stake. With hopes and dreams on your shoulders. But to make it is not enough. Because you don't just win the cup, you rise to meet it.
The moments that you remember. Scores! Will be the hero tonight.
Hockey Night in Canada and the NHL on Sportsnet present the Stanley Cup Final.
A Saturday night in Vegas under the bright lights of the Stanley Cup Final.
Seth Jarvis. It's a dramatically different series now.
Hello, Canada and hockey fans in the United States and Newfoundland.
This is Hockey Night in Canada on Sportsnet.
You want action? We've got action for you here tonight.
He's got a stick. He's in. Scores! Absolutely amazing.
Sin City, Saturday night. Thank you, Panic at the Disco. It's 41 Celsius. That's 105 degrees. And Kevin, you've been complaining already. You're hot at our broadcast position. I'm just thinking.
Watch the ice.
You said the other night. That's right. Watch the ice. Because when we walked in, Jen, the security guard was, hey, shut that door. Yes. We need to keep the cool air in. But it is warm in the building. And it's interesting because Carolina in Game 2, Game 1, cycle chances for Vegas 16-4. They only had a few, 4 in fact, in the game the other night. They were not winning all those races to pucks. The Canes were winning those races to pucks, so they want the speed game. Vegas doesn't. Welcome to Game 3, Hockey Night in Canada. Jennifer Kelly and Kevin and McNabb. Let's go there.
Okay, so earlier today, none of us had any idea if Brayden McNabb was going to be in the lineup. He's taken out of the lineup with that shot to the face last game. So this is about 2:44 p.m. this afternoon. That's great news, because if he wasn't in the lineup, he wouldn't be coming to the rink that early. Then we're going to take a look at him in warm-up. Now, this is going to be interesting, though. I can't remember the last time he's probably worn a full cage. So how will that affect his eyesight? I know as a goaltender, I got used to it, but it wasn't ideal. So here are pairings, and as expected, McNabb is going to be a Theodore. No way they're going to break up Hanifin and Anderson, Lauzon and Coughlin. So good news if you're a Vegas fan.
Would any other athlete in any other sport play in this game?
Not
You
a
see the
chance.
scar was
Yes.
underneath all the way around.
No.
And him being out last game, Cal, that really affected the game. And if you didn't watch all of game 2, I'm going to give you a little bit of a recap of what happened. It was a reluctance to change or a stubbornness by the Hurricanes. Their game wasn't working through 2 periods, but they didn't change. They didn't waver. They tried skating the puck in the first period early, and they turned pucks over, and they didn't get any zone time. They didn't create. The few times they did try to do it and pull up, nothing happened. So they went back to their game, which is dumping it in, forechecking, trying to recover it, and at times they still were creating, and I thought, man, they got to change something, and they didn't. They stayed with their game, and they said, you know what, eventually this is going to wear down the 5 defensemen, and it did right here. Rasmus Andersson, he gets a great play by Stankoven to wedge him here, stick on one side, seal with the body in the cutback. It's a defenseman's technique. He uses it to get the puck back, setting up this goal, but that was a tired play by Rasmus Andersson. I really thought he kind of wore down like they all did, and that was the first goal that got the Canes going, got the crowd going, and then the carry effort to anchor that leg, and Janikowski going bar down, Hamilton, Ontario right there. That tied the game right there. And then in OT, this penalty right here, you know, again, is that a little bit of fatigue because Carolina was taking it to him. We got all the zone time, and then the finisher, the Jarvis, the Gosta spear, no looker. And then he allows Jarvis to have his little celebration right there. So the high flips are going to happen again tonight. The ice is going to be bad, so that's going to be something to watch for.
Okay, so game 2, the Carolina Hurricanes, they did make some adjustments to their line combinations. Many wondering if game 3, would they keep those same line combinations? So you think in game 2, when they made those changes, it actually was the Vegas Golden Knights that had the advantage in shots for those 2 new line combinations. So tonight, it's looking like they are going back to the same lines that they have had for months and months, with Jarvis back up on that top line with Aho and Svechnikov. But Ron, you know those 3 guys on that top line are feeling far better about themselves. Jarvis with that massive OT winner. Then you had Aho and Svechnikov both factoring in on the last 2 goals of the game for the Hurricanes. And Brind'Amour now knows if he wants a little change or creates a spark, he can do so. But going back to this consistency we've seen from him so often.
Terrific. What a vibe in here. You heard the public address announcer say, welcome to the Stanley Cup final between your visiting Carolina Hurricanes and the Golden Knights of Las Vegas. That's next.
Scotiabank. Learn how to earn up to $700 at scotiabank.com/special offer. The Stanley Cup Final on Sportsnet. Brought to you by Rogers and presented by Instacart.
So I want to thank Kevin for explaining to me what's happening here.
Don't tell him, Ron.
It's a very special show they're going to have for us at T-Mobile involving the biggest challenge yet for Vegas, Mother Nature. Get it? A hurricane. I didn't get it. Anyway, it's been impressive to see what they're doing. Stankoven with his 10 goals, Jordan Stahl, the captain, Brett Howden with 13 goals. Let's send it to a golden night, a hockey night, any time of year, any time of night. You can find it here.
A storm is brewing, and you are ill prepared for the power that Mother Nature holds.
Stand down! This fortress can withstand any attack!
Heed my warning. The storm is here! Feel my unlimited power!
Las Vegas, the brightest place on earth and hosting the brightest stage in hockey for a third time. There are a lot of places along the 4.2-mile strip where the decks are stacked, the opportunity to stack chips, to stack bills. You will not find Rod Brind'Amour chasing any of that entertainment. Hasn't left his hotel before coming to the rink this afternoon. He is all about stacking memories. It's what he tells his team all the time. He wanted the cup as a player. Now he wants it so bad for his guys to experience everything that comes with being a champion. Seth Jarvis stacked the memory of being a hero in Game 2. He said he's enjoying it with his best friends, the one he shares a dressing room with, and the ones along for this wild ride. They are still chasing the one memory that the Golden Knights will never forget in this building 3 years ago. Mark Stone said it was the toughest 2 months he ever lived as a player, but the memories are why you do it. Doesn't Brayden McNabb know a little bit about that? It is Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. Anything for these memories.
Welcome to Vegas! It's Game 3 of the 2026 Stanley Cup Final featuring the Carolina Hurricanes and your Vegas Golden Knights! Now let's meet the teams. First, the visiting Carolina Hurricanes. Head coach, Rod Brind'Amour. On defense, in his 6th season, number 19, DeAndre Miller. On defense in his 8th season, number 26, Sean Walker. At forward in his 9th season, number 50, Eric Robertson. At forward in his 10th season, number 28, William Carrier. At forward in his 10th season, number 77, Mark Jankowski. In goal in his 13th season, number 31, Frederick Anderson. And now, your Vegas Golden Knights. Head coach, John Tortorella. At forward, in his 11th season, number 26, Nick Dowd. On defense, in his 14th season, number 3, on defense in his 11th season, number 27, Shea Theodore. And forward in his 6th season, number 22, Cole Smith. And forward in his 7th season, number 55, Keegan Galasar. And in goal tonight, in his 7th season, he's number 79. He's Carter
This is ESPN on ABC.
Millennium's got the party started outside at 102-degree heat just off the strip in Las Vegas as we get you ready for Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. The Carolina Hurricanes and Vegas
Vegas Golden Knights, all even in a game apiece. What a series. What a game.
Previously, in the Stanley Cup Final.
Vegas leads 1-0.
The Knights came out hot and fast.
Here's Howden. He scores.
The dream sequence for Brett Howden continues.
Concern on the faces of the Hurricanes. They're down 2-0.
In the Cup Final, desperation is dangerous.
Hello, what a time! It's 2-2.
But in the chaos, the series changed.
The puck looks like it wound up in the net, but the whistle is blown.
We got no goal.
I've challenged it 10 out of 10 times.
Is this the time the Carolina power play finally comes to life?
And now, after everything,
There's a ghost sighting on the power play.
it comes down to this.
They score! Mark Stone knocks it in!
Sudden death.
This is what playoff hockey's all about. You never really know what's going to happen next.
An instant classic in the Stanley Cup Final.
They score! Seth Jarvis quiets the critics and ignites the crowd!
Inside the fortress that is T-Mobile Arena here. That was Tim Allen, the voice of Buzz Lightyear from Disney and Pixar's new movie Toy Story 5 in theaters June 19th. And where else on the planet would you rather be than on a Saturday night just off the strip in Las Vegas? Hi, everybody. Good evening. I'm Steve Levy with Mark Messier and PK Subban. It's been an unbelievable series. And just adding to it, the headline act, the biggest news has to be Brayden McNabb, who in game number 2 took a stop shot, flat on, dead on to the nose. He's going to play tonight.
This is just unbelievable. I've been in the game a long time, and when we all watch that, we all cringe there. For him to come back and be playing in this game sends such an amazing message to his own teammates. You talk about inspiring your teammates through your play, through your actions, through your grit and determination. For him to be back in the lineup, not only what he does on the ice for his team, but to show that kind of heart and courage, this is a massive for Vegas.
PK, what about for Carolina tonight?
I challenge their ability to score goals, timely goals. Well, they did that. 2 for 4 on the power play, 50% on the power play last game. If that continues, that's trouble for Vegas. But trouble for Carolina. Brayden McNabb's back in the lineup. When Vegas is shorthanded, they outscore their opponents in the playoffs 3-1. So Carolina's going to have to tighten up. And the last point leaves. Brett Howden is a man on a mission. Knight into Gladiator. They got to get him on a leash. Fast.
Sergeant Pepper's on fire.
They got to get him on a leash.
The gloved one. He left the pajamas
yesterday.
and
They got to
rolling.
get him on a leash. Yesterday.
Crazy inside, crazy outside, led by Elenium. What a series we have.
After an historic first 2 games in Raleigh, the Stanley Cup Final shifts to Las Vegas, where the locals have been spoiled by their Golden Knights. We're about to host the Stanley Cup Final for the 3rd time in the 9-year history of the franchise. Welcome, everyone, to Game 3 on ABC, presented by Geico. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Sean McDonough, along with Ray Ferraro. Delighted to have you with us. It's been a very exciting start to this Cup final. In the first two games, each team came from multiple goals down to win. It's the first time in the 108-year history of the Stanley Cup final that has happened. Ray, when we were in Raleigh, a big storyline was the lack of production from the Hurricanes' top line in this postseason. And as we go to Game 3, that's also becoming a bit of a storyline for Vegas.
It really has become something to look at, and I wouldn't have thought that Vegas could be in the Stanley Cup final if Jack Eichel had 2 goals, which is what he has. Such a tremendous creative player. Eichel has really had trouble getting the puck into the net. He had no shots in Game 2, even though he played 22 minutes. Pavel Dorofeev has been on Eichel's way through all of the playoffs. He's going to flip with Mark Stone tonight. Dorofeev has made no impact in the series. As a matter of fact, in games 1 through 3 in all of the series, he only has 1 of his 10 goals. They need those guys to get going.
And when we talk about the top line for Carolina, they did get the game-winning goal in overtime from Seth Jarvis. That came on the power play. Still more could be provided from Sebastian Aho and from Andrei Svechnikov.
Could be and needs to be. I think this is maybe more important for Carolina than it is for Vegas. Carolina was not tested at all in the first 3 rounds, really, of the playoff. You get to this point, and it's nice to have depth scoring. I know that's part of Carolina's DNA, but Aho had 1 assist on the power play, no impact. Svechnikov, to me, is the key because he's big and powerful against a big and strong Vegas defense. Svechnikov needs to get involved in the game. When he does, he'll open up space for Aho and Jarvis.
Carolina plays a style that travels very well. The Hurricanes 6-0 on the road in these playoffs, while Vegas has won its last 3 home games. Each of these 2 teams now 3 wins away from a Stanley Cup title.
A storm is brewing, and you are ill-prepared for the power that Mother Nature holds.
Stand down! This fortress can withstand any attack.
My warning. The storm is here. Feel my unlimited power.
Has been the case throughout the 9-year history of this franchise, a full-fledged Las Vegas production before the teams take the ice. Tonight, the Golden Knights fighting off the damaging effects of hurricanes. And the team's getting ready to go for Game 3. In the history of the Stanley Cup final, in a series tied at 1 win apiece, the team that wins Game 3 goes on to win the series 77% of the time. Vegas led onto the ice by Carter Hart. And among those taking the ice for Vegas is Brayden McNabb, the veteran defenseman, franchise leader in games played all time. Took a puck in the face in Game 2 on a slap shot from Nikolai Ehlers. Left the game in the first period. He is on the ice tonight wearing a full cage. And when he took the ice for the warm-up and they showed his likeness on that giant screen above center ice, there was a huge roar that went up from the VGK faithful. Frederick Anderson getting ready to go in net for Carolina. Third Stanley Cup final in 9 years for the folks here in Vegas. The surprising run all the way to the championship round in 2018 when they lost to Alex Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals. They won the Stanley Cup in 5 games against Florida here in 2023. And 3 years later, they're back in the Stanley Cup final again. We're ready for the introduction of the starting lineups in our national anthem. Here's Bruce Cusick.
Welcome to Vegas! It's Game 3 of the 2026 Stanley Cup Final featuring the Carolina Hurricanes and your Vegas Golden Knights! Now let's meet the teams. First, the visiting Carolina Hurricanes. Head coach, Rod Brindamore. On defense, in his 6th season, number 19, DeAndre Miller. On defense in his 8th season, number 26, Sean Walker. At forward in his 9th season, number 50, Eric Robertson. At forward in his 10th season, number 28, William Carrier. At forward in his 10th season, number 77, Mark Jankowski. In goal in his 13th season, number 31, Frederick Anderson. And now, your Vegas Golden Knights. Head coach, John Tortorella. At forward, in his 11th season, number 26, Nick Dowd. On defense, in his 14th season, number 3, on defense in his 11th season, number 27, Shane Field. And forward in his 6th season, number 22, Cole Smith. And forward in his 7th season, number 55, Keegan Talasa. And in goal tonight, in his 7th season, he's number 79. He's Carter Fans, please rise and remove your caps for the national anthem. Signed tonight by Vegas resident and deaf performer with PXB, Audrey Adiola, and performed by Golden Pipes, Carnell Johnson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Audrey Adiola and Carnell Johnson. Game 3. Our focus shifts to the castle for tonight's siren sounder. Fernando Mendoza, Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, national champion with Indiana, #1 overall pick of the Las Vegas Raiders. And as usual with Fernando, doing it with enthusiasm. The goalies for Carolina, Frederick Anderson. He has played every game of this postseason. For the first time in these playoffs, he's given up 3 goals or more in back-to-back games. Was a winner in Game 2, his 100th career playoff game. Carter Hart, meanwhile, is starting for the 22nd straight game that matches Marc-Andre Fleury's franchise record. He started 22 in a row in the regular season, carried into the playoffs in 2018, year 1 of this franchise, when they made the run to the Stanley Cup final. Wes McCauley and Chris Rooney are the referees. Here's Wes.
Men, welcome to Vegas. Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Let's buckle up. Have a great game.
Wes has always been great at hitting his cue.
Always.
The fans already in a frenzy, and we have yet to drop the puck for game number 3 here tonight on EA Sports. Enough talk, enough hype. Let's do this. Your first period is set to go. Don't you just love playoff hockey? Listen to this place. Let's get after it.
I have to look at the personnel to see who gets the advantage here, because it's coincidental, but it's who the team loses that really matters.
Puck set to drop. We've got some 4-on-4 coming up.
4-on-4 can be pretty confusing when it comes to coverage. You know that your defense have the forwards, but the forwards have to be able to contain the D as well. So it's complete defense out there.
Moves it over to Eichel. Drives to the paint. Oh, that's a great shot block there.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's grade A scoring chance, and you want to make sure that you get in front of that one, and he did. He gets all of it.
Sends the pass over. Ehlers is on the attack. Quick shot. Too many bodies in the way. Quick pass to Eichel. Shot attempt completely fails on that. Anderson's going to hang on to the puck for a whistle.
I really like the way that this game has started for them here, James, and a reason why is that they're physically engaging. Just have a look at this hit right here. And you want to drive play, you want to impose your physical will right from the start of the game. You want to be prepared right from puck drop. That hit right there tells me they're ready.
Lots of hockey left to be played in this period. The game is still scoreless. The Hurricanes win the draw. Looks to get the puck over to Hall. Here's
Here's a great use of the stick right there to poke it away. Grabbed along the boards by Hanifin. And he passes it up ahead to Dorofiev. Tiptoes around the puck check. Shuts it down with the paddle. What a stop.
This is a dialed-in goaltender. Very aware, knows where the shooter is in that low slot, and makes the save.
Plenty of playing time left in this frame. We've still got zeros on the board. Stankoven's won the faceoff. Tries to make that cross-ice feed. Stankoven's gaining momentum. The Golden Knights gain control of the puck. Carolina's trying to make something happen in the offensive zone. And he takes the pass. And he slides it quickly to Dorofiev. Takes it to the front. Goaltender covers it up, and we'll get a reset here.
Is not going to return to this game, James, and this is some unfortunate and sad news that the injury suffered earlier is going to keep him out.
I don't want to speculate at all, but that did not look good. And that's intercepted by Chatfield. Puck exits the zone. Oh, he tracks it perfectly in the offensive end. Turn that chance aside.
I'd say he has some fast-twitch muscle fiber in there because I'm telling you, he makes that save. I thought that was going in, but he just reacts and keeps it out of the net.
Oh, spectacular save on the play. Vegas has it near the wall. Fantastic save.
Anderson's able to make that.
Let's go. It's in. He gets a hold of his own rebound and makes it count the second time.
He's going to finish this play, but I love how he starts it. It's all in the loose puck battle. And he's got the tenacity and the fight and the instinct to win this battle. It ain't easy when you got a defender right on you. But you figure it out, power out, and stick it to the net.
Vegas has a one-goal lead here in the back half of the first, and Cheryl, they're starting to control this game now.
I think it's because they're wearing their opponent down. They're in the offensive zone. They can't get the puck, and they're finding a way to get it to the net. And guess what? After the shot, they're finding a way to retrieve it as well. When you hunt pucks, you own possession as well.
Looking to make something happen along the boards. And the goaltender comes up with a piece of it to keep it out of the net.
I really like this save, James, because he challenges the shooter who's all alone in the slot area. He turns aside a real dangerous opportunity.
More than half the frame has been played here. We got a 1-0 game to this point. Aho's quick stick off the draw wins possession. The Hurricanes cross the blue line and are on the attack. Anderson, and that's deflected off someone in front. Carolina's going to hold him in against the wall. Solid hit on the play, and that knocks the puck off his stick. Look at this. Here's a shot. Great save from in tight.
Anderson's tracking the puck extremely well right now. Just have a look at that last save. Being able to get in front of that puck, to be able to keep it out of the net. Outstanding performance by him on that last one.
Vegas has been the better team offensively, more shots, and as a result, more goals. Eichel's won the draw there on the attack. He got all of that one. Here's a short pass to Hanifin. Quick shot. Gets a piece of it to make the save. And that doesn't reach the net. Here's the puck. On the attack into the offense.
They come from behind here, James, to get the equalizer, and they create some much-needed momentum. They stayed with the game plan, and they've been rewarded for their efforts. He's going to hide into the scoring area. He's got a bit of time, and he knows that coverage comes from right away, so a quick snapshot, and he buries it.
The Hurricanes answered back in timely fashion here, Cheryl.
Yeah, they give up a goal early in the opening frame, not the way they would have wanted to start it, but if they can get out of this period and the score is tied, it is a win. Because when you're looking at the barrel of a team that was all over you, you'll take it heading into the intermission.
Comes up with a monster save in front.
That's a great save, but the goaltender had to get out to the top of his crease, take away all the ice, and make himself as big as possible.
Here in the late goings of the period, you can feel the energy in this crowd. It's a tie game. The Hurricanes move the puck in the defensive zone. The Golden Knights gain possession along the wall. And he makes the save with ease. And he rings the post.
I like the habits and the shot selection right there, James, but it goes off of the pipe, doesn't go in the 4x6, and now they're chasing the game.
Icing is the call. We'll get a face-off at the other end. Teams are lined up, and we are ready to take this draw. Carolina's won it. Now they'll go on the attack.
Center bears down on that bottom hand and clean win, and you can see them all setting up, looking to attack the net against this tired group.
Forces the turnover. Winding down the final minute of this opening frame.
To watch him maintain possession of this puck while his opponent is on him. I mean, they're pushing him, they're shoving, they're doing everything they can. But he's resilient. He's got a willingness to...
Time ticking away, and he comes up big. And with the buzzer, that puts a bow on the first 20 minutes of play. We've got lots more still to come. Second period action next, right here. Closing seconds of the first intermission. Savalski, pounder. Here comes period number 2. Still tied up here as we get underway here in period number 2. Well, Cheryl, how do you sum this one up through the first 20 minutes?
Anderson's been the most valuable player in this game, James. I mean, he's been so busy. They're lucky that this game is still tied.
Moves it quickly over to Ehlers. Vegas gains a hold of it. Across the line along the left wall. Slides it across. What a steal in his own end. Puck grab by Ehlers. Takes the pass. And there's the save on the play. Sends it over to Eichel. Quick feed to Marner. Takes it to the net. Blocked, although that might be a save.
Well, that is a save, James. I don't think the goaltender would have gotten to position in time, and he's able to take it away.
Can't hang on to the puck after the play. Too much congestion blocks the shot. Puck is frozen, and we get a stoppage in play.
Winning when it matters, especially in the playoffs, you know you have to have a team that's cohesive, but it also matters that each individual within that team gives everything they've got. And that hit sends an entire message to the team, sense that we're going to dictate pace, I'm going to do my part, you do yours, and we'll be successful.
Still plenty of time left in this frame, and it's all tied up. Vegas wins the offensive zone draw, and they'll start with the puck. Moves it to McNabb. Oh, how did he get a piece of that? Goaltender covers up. We got a stoppage in play. Still lots of time left in the period. We are all tied up in this one. Puck is dropped, and he wins the draw here in the defensive zone. Sends a pass over. Picked up along the boards by Martin. Vegas takes possession along the wall. And that carries off one of his teammates in front. Slavin's got it across the line. The Golden Knights scoop it up along the boards. From the open ice, they gain the line. Jostled off the puck. The easy glove save by Anderson. Goaltender covers it up. We get a whistle to slow things down. The setters will glide into the dot. Stankoven's won the draw in his own end. Now let's see if they can clear it. Halls cross the line and gain the zone. And he comes up with a stop there. That's back-to-back snipes.
Well, it feels like there's a wave of momentum, and it has certainly changed here. You can get the opportunity, but you have to execute. That's 2 in a row. If you want to win games, you have to be aggressive on the puck, and you have to compete, and that's exactly what he's known for here. He wins that battle because he's able to maintain contact and body position, separate his opponent from the puck, and his team is able to maintain possession. I mean, this is incredible work. It's pretty, it's hard, and it leads to the goal. So with that goal, again, the coach is salty behind the bench right now. You can just see his whole demeanor is negative because he's not impressed with the way his team is playing. No lackluster effort. They didn't come ready to play. They weren't prepared.
Vegas continues to dominate here in the second, extending the lead, Cheryl.
And they've dominated puck possession as well, James, and they've worked hard with the puck and without it, and that's something their coaching staff will certainly like.
Carlson swinging the puck through center ice. The Golden Knights looking against the half wall. Can't connect as it goes off a stick. Handles the puck at the point. Stopped by the goaltender, getting a piece of that one. No way to official signaling a goal. That's a goal.
Well, that's a really tough break for the tender, James. I mean, listen, the structure breaks down, and there's all kinds of stuff going on in front of you. You can't track, you can't get your eyes on the puck that winds up in the back of your net. Zone has been incredible, and the score is a result.
Huge play in his own end to come up with the puck. The Hurricanes look to start the transition game. Takes the pass as he banks it off the wall. Looking to make something happen in the offensive zone. And that's off a stick. And he avoids the poke check. He scores!
On the outside, which is disrupting the coverage and opening up the lanes.
Puck scooped up by Eichel. Stopped by the goaltender. He got a little piece of that one.
Carlson's feeling it tonight here, James. He's got the hot hand and the vibe, the mojo. Call it what you will. He's got a hat trick in this game. Just send him over the boards, coach. Get the puck to him, because if he gets it, it's going in.
Vegas came to play tonight. Look at the scoreboard here as they have been one busy team offensively. And they win the draw here in their own end. Slides the puck across to Ehlers. Quick pass to Aho. And that's a smart heads-up play by Smith. Moves the puck along the half wall.
Been off his game tonight, really looking uncomfortable between the pipes, and he needs to settle in and find a way to create some momentum for his team. But on the other side of the puck, I mean, the forwards have to contribute offensively, and they can only do that if there's a sense of urgency to their game.
Oh, we got a piece of it to keep it out.
mission.
Feeds it over. Angles it over to Kotkaniemi. Feeds the puck to Martinick. Passes over to Slavin. Feeds the puck to Stahl. Oh, they telegraph the pass, and he picks it off. And there's the horn, bringing an end to period number 2. Still 20 minutes more of action in the third. Stick around. Welcome back. She's Shell Pounder. I'm James Cebulski, and we are ready to bring you period number 3. 20 minutes to go here in regulation in what has been a very one-sided affair. Okay, we played 2/3 of this one here tonight. What do you make of what you've seen in this one?
Vegas finds themselves with a comfortable lead in the third period, and they've earned it. They've been the better team by far. Their opponent has been chasing the game. Now it's about closing it out.
Coming down the left wing and into the zone. The Golden Knights play the puck from the back of the net. Takes the feed. Here's a short pass to Ehlers. Right up Main Street and on the attack. Both sides digging in for that puck along the wall. Over the heads-up play to poke it away. Sends it ahead to Eichel. Can't keep a hold of the puck after that play. With possession along the wall. Blocked, and he may have just stopped the goal.
I think he did, James. I mean, you got to protect the house, especially when it's a great threat shot like that, and he finds a way to get in front of that and quick.
Moves it quickly over to Hurdle. Moves around along the half wall. Takes a shot. Denies him.
Anderson's been consistent over the course of his career, mainly because of his positioning, James. He gets set to that puck, square to it, and makes the save.
Here's a shot from the point. That opportunity's rejected. Vegas is across the line and in the offensive zone. Oh, and somehow he gets a sliver of it and keeps them at bay.
Anderson's helping his team with his rebound control and really keeping the puck away from the front of the net and cleaning up the trash.
Taken along the wall by Cortazar. Saad's got it in the offensive zone.
Vegas has a third line that looks like a train out there, James. They just continue to fire. They're first on the puck, and they're finding a way to compete and finish. Great job by them. Been very impressed with this game.
The Golden Knights get a hold of the puck. Cutting to the front of the net. Oh, it's another consecutive save.
Europeans finally going to get on the score sheet here after multiple scoring chances, James. Love to see the expected goals after this one. But you could feel it coming, couldn't you? I mean, he's been all around the net. He's had the puck on his stick. He's had all the right habits, found himself in all the right spots. Nice to see him finally connect.
Vegas continues to apply pressure here in the third. They have really looked complete tonight. Stankoven's won the draw inside his own end. Quick feed to Miller. Slides the puck over to Stankoven. Vegas has it in their own zone. Play whistle dead, offside the call. The Golden Knights have shown no signs of stopping putting pucks on net, and they lead it here in this third. And off the face-off, they take possession. To the front! And that's broken up. Now a quick pass to Korczak. Battling for it along the boards. Korczak's going to play it near the point. Here's a shot. Oh, gets a little piece of it and keeps it out of the net. Tap dances around the check. Oh, a true warrior to block that. Moves it to Saad. The Hurricanes have a hold of it in the defensive zone. Handles the pass from the right wing. Here's a shot. Stopped by the goaltender. The Golden Knights get a hold of the puck along the boards. The The Hurricanes ready to go on the attack. And there's the save. Slides it on over to Dorofiev. The Golden Knights played along the wing. Avoids the poke check. Oh, spectacular save right there. Wow.
Unbelievable. I mean, it was all but in, and he steals it because of that last-ditch attempt to find the puck. Just incredible save, James.
And a great save.
Well, players should never be left alone in the slot, but man, is the goaltender to task here. Gets out in front of it and makes the save.
Carolina's got it in their own zone. And less than a minute to go finally in this one. From the point, they take control of it. System shot, and he makes the save. Puck picked up by Eichel. Drives to the sweet spot. Scores! So look who's at it again.
It's the second of the game. Too bad you can't bottle these games up and just recall them whenever you want because he's been all around the net. He's going to get this on and off the stick on the back end in a hurry here. James, really nice play, knowing where everyone is, in particular the goaltender in that low slot area. Well, it looks to me that the coach that are lost right now really doesn't know what to do. The fire is keeps up. I mean, they've had nothing all game long, no energy, and everything he sent has been tuned out. He's got to find a way to get them back here.
Vegas hasn't allowed for any let-ups in the third period. They continue to apply the pressure.
They're applying the pressure. They've dominated the game right from the puck drop. I mean, their opponent has no answer or any pushback because of the way they're playing.
And that's picked up by Ehlers. Vegas is across the line and on the attack. Quick pass to Walker. Beautiful read in the defensive end by Hannafin. Vegas has it in the defensive end. The Golden Knights take it along the wall. And makes the save. Scores! And he puts home his own rebound.
Well, this is his second effort, and everyone on the bench loves when he scores this goal, James. Why? Because he's tenacious on the play. He doesn't just shoot the puck. He finds his own rebound, and then he puts it in. That's a great play. The coach is going to like this goal. It's all about the effort and habit, not turning away from the net after the original shot, James, but continuing to track it and able to deposit in the net.
Vegas has put on an offensive clinic here tonight, and they are on cruise control here in the third. The Golden Knights win the faceoff, and they'll go the other way with a great play by Ehlers. Well, listen to this place here tonight. They got their money's worth, and these fans are on their feet saluting. A job well done by the home team tonight.